We take a look this week at Cardi B, who has taken the Billboard charts by storm. As of this week, her song Bodak Yellow is number 2 in the United States. This summer, WWETV covered her BET Experience performance.
Y'all seen on your Instagram, y'all seen on your TV. We just premiered a brand new motherfucking video. Everybody put your hands up. Give it up for Cardi. Turn this up.
What's poppin', baby? That's right, and let's get it poppin'.
I need your help. BT LA for 2017. Let's turn this up.
Where all my gangsters at?
Come on.
Ran down on that bitch twice.
What?
Ran down on that bitch twice. You know me, I be with whatever. If a bitch be for me, yeah. Ran down on that bitch twice.
Yes.
You want me to sell my pussy? I hope you hate me, but don't be fucking with my comments. And if she is a shipper up, and she gon' get the lineup. Can't be starting on these parties if you can't solve them. Cardi back to
Turn this up, BT.
worry about me, but your pussy smell like turpentine. I pull up on the check, nothing less is all I do. 10 bands, 50 bands, ain't nothing new. I see some people who say worry about my revenue.
What?
I made it good, you wish you could the word.
Stop BT.
And niggas hating on a female, ain't no way to live. You bitch name made me wonder if you got a dick. How you feeling like a man and being a chick? Where you going? These expensive, these is red bottoms, these is blood shoes. Hit the school, I can get them both. I don't wanna choose. When I'm quick, cut a nigga off, so don't get comfortable. Look, I don't dance now, I make bloody moves. Say I don't gotta dance, I make bloody moves. If I see you and I don't speak, that means I don't fuck with you. I'm a boss, you a worker, bitch. I make bloody moves. Now she say,
Toronto exploits with Drake's OVO Fest.
these is best, these is bad bottoms, these is blood shoes. If it's I can get them both, I don't want to. Then I'm quick, cut a nigga off, so don't get I don't dance now, I make money move. Now she say, fuck the brother, that's all I see. Cardi B, you know where I'm at, you know where I be. These is bad bottoms, hit the school, I can get them both. I don't wanna choose, and I'm quick. Cut your man off, so don't get comfortable.
And Caribana.
Yes.
About who?
Nobody's talking shit.
About who? About me?
No, not at all. I love you.
You know where I'm at, you know where I be. When the club says to party, I'm there, I get paid a fee. I be in and out them days so much I know me. Honestly, don't give a about who in front of me. Try to make sex so fast, breaking as hard as me. Look, I might just chill in your bed, I might just chill with your boo, I might just spill on your bed, my feel like a leg, he wanna sit with his face, I'm like,
On Canada's 150th birthday, the Caribbean Queen of Soca and Calypso Alison Hinds celebrated the event with a live performance at Yowronto. She performed all her classic
That's
hits.
my girl. And when I say yo, what do you guys say? When I say yo, what do you say?
Ronto!
Yo!
Ronto! All right, so here's what's gonna happen right now. I want everybody to listen. Get on the phones, them, and as I said, text
text your friends, them hashtag. We want all the video. We want everybody to, you know, show the world, you know, what we have to offer here in Canada. Because a lot of people think that there's probably like 4 black people in Canada, you know what I mean, and that's about it. But we've got one of the largest, you know, Caribbean descended, you know, Caribbean ascended, Caribbean, you know, population in the world right here in Toronto, Canada. We wanted to show everybody that, you know, we here.
I said Toronto! Are you ready for the Caribbean Queen? Make some noise for Alison! Alison! Alison Hinds!
Toronto, how you feeling? Can you hear me? Are you sure? Can you hear me? People in the back, can you hear me? Now I just landed in Toronto. Come straight from the airport. Straight to the stage. Now I need to know, I know you've been here for a few hours. But do you still have energy? That's what I need to know. Nah. Nah, we ain't got energy. Do you still have energy? Right. That's what I want to hear. Anybody here from Barbados? Anybody? We go 1, 2, 4, 6, 10. Alright, so we got about 12 versions out here. Any illusions on the place? Memzee, Haitians, any Guyanese, any Trinidadians in the place, any Jamaicans in the place, any West Indians in the place. But my time is gonna be short tonight, so we're gonna hit it hard. All my ladies, put your hands in the air and you scream. Pull up that. We need lights, right now. I want to see the lights from all these girls up in the sky. outside right now. So light it up right now. Light it up, show me. Light it up, show me. Yes. Light it up, show me. 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 And you can come down. 2 hands in the air. Show me. Now, I'm going to take out the band, and it's just going to be me and everyone over here. Walking, coming down, singing, how the people walking, how they must say, West Indian posse, walking, coming down, singing. Yes, Divas.
We only have about 10 minutes left. So it's balancing when we on the road. Watch me balancing. Watch me balancing.
Lawrence Wise Mcgriff of Def Jam tells us a story of redemption and some negatives of the music industry with our WWETV New York host, Miss Goldie. We have an exclusive with the A&R of Def Jam, Mr. Wise Mcgriff.
Right now, I have my wonderful guest, longtime friend and music mentor, Mr. Lawrence Wise Mcgriff.
Hey, good morning.
Hi, how are you?
I'm blessed.
Thank you for being a guest on the Miss Goldie TV show and WWETV. It's always my pleasure to sit down with you to get a chance to talk to you. I know you're a very, very busy individual. You have a lot of jobs and a lot of things you work on, and I would love to get into that with you. But I just want to start off by letting the people know where you came from.
Born and raised in South Jamaica, Queens.
South Jamaica, Queens. And growing up in South Jamaica, Queens, in the era that you came up in, South Jamaica, Queens was more of a prominent part of New York. People had a couple of dollars if you lived over in Queens. So what was that like for you growing up in Queens, and who were your mentors?
Growing up in Queens was great. You know, I grew up inside of a household. I'm the baby of 12. You know, now both parents, they was at home. And my mentors was actually my uncle and my brother, as well as the other older fellas from out the neighborhood.
And when you say the older fellas from out the neighborhood, I would say, you know, I don't want to give away our ages, but back then, the people in our neighborhood were our kings and queens. They were our role models, and they were the people that we looked up to. Who would you say was some of your role models and influences?
My uncle, Kenneth Mcgriff.
The center of Queens hip-hop history is a man called Supreme. Kenneth Mcgriff.
I want to make a special dedication to my man, my brother, who ain't with us right now. He with us in heart and mind. Fat Cat. Fat Cat.
My brother, Gerald Miller. My mentors to this day, Lance and Tar Furtado, the King of Kings, Luke Steffen. Then you had other influences, Fat Cat and Corley.
Okay, and right now I know that you are a very important person, and you have
actually a prominent position in the music industry and a lot of respect in the music industry as well as the streets. But you were faced with some trouble some time ago, and God gave you, I would say God gave you a second opportunity, in which you've done well with the second opportunity. But just can you elaborate a little bit on what it was like for you going through that process and how you made it out?
Growing up, I had chose to make the wrong decisions by hanging around the wrong crowd, and I had made the wrong choices on my own accord. And in doing so, it led me to a sentence of 52 years, of which I served 16. I was able to get a time cut on the grounds that the sentence was illegal. So they had overturned the sentence. They gave me 10 years to life, and I had served 16. Upon my release, I started working on the very first day that I got out. I went in February 17th, 1987. I was released February 14th, 2003. And I'm grateful to my Uncle Kenneth Supreme, for having means of support there waiting for me. So I will forever be grateful to Irvin Chris Gotti for the opportunity.
And right now, when you mention your uncle, Supreme Mcgriff, you're currently working on something to also possibly get him released from prison, and tell us about that.
I don't want to take credit for doing something that he has done for himself. I didn't have no parts in it outside of having people sign a petition. He had took it upon himself to write a letter to President Barack Obama in hopes of having him grant some type of reprieve, because during his trial he wasn't able to speak on his own behalf. His lawyer told him that he didn't feel that it would be deemed necessary to have him testify on his own behalf. And that right there, I felt that that's against the law. Because how can you have a day of judgment and you aren't even called upon to be judged?
Right. And back then, in the era, I would guess you would say the Reagan era, the Mayor Giuliani, when he was, I guess, the district attorney, and they really went hard with incarcerating people for things like drug offenses, or making them into such things like they were mob or they're a cartel, and they really unfairly sentenced a lot of, I would say, African American men to, people that murder people don't get the sentences.
He was actually charged for a conspiracy to commit murder. He does not have a violent record. He has not been a violent individual, and those that actually committed the murder pled guilty for whatever reason, and then they in turn said that he told them to do it. They are actually home. He has life without parole. So how can you take someone that actually committed murder, that already had a criminal history, and just because I say that, Goldie told me to do it, that doesn't make it so.
Right.
I personally feel that he's just guilty of actually having a bad past, and that like the modern day society, they don't want to look at the good that he has tried to do since then. They always bring up things of the 80s, but what about what he has done since then?
And recently on my radio show, I've been doing a series called There's Life After Prison, because you have some people that get felonies, that go to prison, and they're not able to get their life back together because of these felonies and because of their prison time and because of their crime. And then you very well have people who go to jail, serve their time, and they get out and they do just great things, such as yourself. So tell us about some of the things you have been doing since you've been released from prison, and some of the organizations and things that you do for the community.
Since my release, I had to come home with a game plan, and my plan was I didn't want to return back to prison. So in order for me not to return, I had to remove myself from negative people, places, and things, and try to instill myself amongst those that are positive, those that are striving to do better. I don't feel that I'm better than anybody from my old neighborhood. I just feel that I have matured a little bit more to know that I don't want to be succumbed to just stay there.
Right.
And since I've been out, through the grace of God, my pastor Floyd Flake and a couple other ministers that have guided me along the way, Dr. Arlie Griffin, Bishop T.D. Jakes, Reverend Al Sharpton.
So you would definitely give honor to God.
Oh yeah, definitely.
For your life and the path that is on now, and it was definitely a blessing to you and to others that the system didn't get to stick you with that 52 years. And I was just actually reading transcripts from your court, and it was just so amazing to see that they actually allowed someone an honest day in court, and they actually saw where they made a mistake in, even though you served 6 years past the time, but they made a mistake and they corrected it and they gave you your life back. And
I had to pay for that though. You know, I had served the extra 6 years because the parole board, they had denied me on the grounds of the nature of the instant offense. Once you were charged with something, that charge will never change.
Right.
I mean, like the Bible says, for all have sinned. Mm-hmm. So that means that you can't judge me for my sins. Judge me for how did I try to correct my sin. If I continue with the same sin, then when I get to the gate and when I try to holler at the good brother Peter, and when Pete laughed at me, then I can't take it personal. But if I try to change, then I know that Jesus, he had died for my sins. So by all means, open up the gates and let me in.
Right. On to some other subjects. Right now, you are currently, what is your title in the music industry?
I'm the director of marketing for Def Jam. I'm the vice president of talent for All Def Digital.
Amazing. And I know that you work closely with a lot of independent artists, unsigned artists. You actually gave me an opportunity as an unsigned artist, and I really always appreciate that, because coming from you, your name rings bells in the industry and in the street. So when you can use a name like Mr. Wise Mcgriff, it's kind of like using Obama's name too. It definitely gives me a juice card. And how do you feel about the change in the music industry over the past, I would say, 20 years?
It actually had become saturated. Music used to be based on substance. Music used to have a story. Music used to give you something to think about, something to reflect upon. Now, as soon as you start giving people some extra money, everything had become commercialized. Mm-hmm. It went from creating songs that was based on social values and views to just like the average TV commercial jingle. If it sounds good, then like you're gonna be the hottest thing that's out until somebody else sounds good, so forth and so on. But you need to bring back the originated state of music. You need to bring back, even if you're going to stick with the new school, have the mindset of DMX, but with the ability to articulate it the way Jay-Z would.
Right.
You know, in other words, there's nothing wrong with you to vent your anger as well as your frustration, but why pander? I'd rather know that is dark and hell is hot.
Welcome to WWETV, what the world is watching, WorldWideEntertainmentTV.com.
I prayed before the show that if I can touch one person, if influence one person for the glory of God, then I've done something wonderful with my life. Just cause I shed blood, let a nigga holler. All I want to hear. Praise God. It's one of the first people that brought me to the Lord as I was. Thank you. Seeing the truth in me when I didn't see the truth in myself. Seeing how much God loved me when I didn't even love myself. Thank you.
Right.
I'd rather know that it's a hard knock life.
Right.
I'd rather go back to the days of, my dear good friend Grandmaster Cass. Bring it back to where it actually started from.
Right.
Bring back music. Bring back those that had created it before it became watered down.
I believe that the music that is being created now, they call it hip hop, but I don't believe that that music should be called hip hop because it's not. It's some kind of like trap, rock and roll. It needs its own genre because lyricists such as myself, DMX, Jay-Z, people that use lyrics and they take music and they express it and they tell stories, it's not the same as what they're doing now. They're promoting sex, they're promoting drugs.
I don't even know what trap music is. I mean, first of all, why would you want to trap yourself somewhere? I don't want to be known for being inside the trap house and I'm a trap rapper, and then when I get trapped off, you know, like now Bobby Smurda and a couple other artists after, you want to know how did you get trapped? Because you trapped yourself. You actually have the mindset that have you trapped. And if you look at how they bring the urban communities, they're designed to trap you, because public housing, it used to be a place where black people started from. But if you look at how they call themselves, changing it up like the regentrification, they actually had converted housing, actually had became modern day prisons, because you have so many gates that's on the project grind itself that it make you think that you walking through the jailhouse yard, and it don't matter what borough, you know, from South Jamaica, Brooklyn, all the way up to the cottage that's up inside Yonkers. Prison is prison.
Right. And the housing communities do resemble prisons.
Hey, I'm Dominic Santana and you're watching Worldwide Entertainment TV.
In London, England, we have an interview with Reggie and Bollie of X Factor UK fame. The two stars lasted into the last rounds of the competition. Over in London, England, is the popular X Factor UK version with infamous Simon Cowell. WWETV exclusive.
Who are you?
We're Men on Point, Reggie and Bollie.
BOLLIE, best of lyrical lines and entertainment.
That's right, we're backstage at the X Factor right now with your boy, the original Memzee. I've just quickly come backstage and I'm here with, of course, the X Factor runners-up. I'm only joking. We're here live and direct with your boy, the original Memzee, the aka the DJ you can trust. We're here live and exclusive, of course, on Urban History X. And you know what? Today is going to be an Afrobeat interview, a UK Afrobeat interview. These guys are definitely TV sensations. They entertain the kids, they entertain the parents, they entertain people on a Saturday night. The runners-up of 2015 runners-up of the X Factor. They were signed to Simon Cowell's record label as well. It's the one and only
Reggie and Bollie. That's what's up.
Come on, guys, like energy, man.
Energy.
Energy.
Reggie and Bollie in the building. Yeah, in the place.
Welcome, guys. Welcome to Urban History X.
Yeah.
Since 2015.
Yeah.
X Factor.
Yeah.
What have you guys been up to now?
There's been loads of performances. I mean, we've been performing like literally 2 days after the show, doing shows all around
the whole of the country.
And sometimes in other European countries as well. And we got a single out. You know, we had a chance to do endorsement deals with Little Woods and all of that.
Wow.
And yeah, but it's been great. It's been really great. And I'll say the X Factor has really changed our lives. It really gave us a big platform to showcase what we're about.
What made you enter the X Factor? Like, was it? Let's go back to how it all started. So, how did this happen, and what made you go on national TV and enter the X Factor? And like being an Afrobeat artist as well. Like usually when you watch national TV, especially the X Factor, you don't really see Afrobeat artists. It's all singers,
ballad,
you know, all that kind of stuff, ballads and all that, all group boys and stuff like that. So what made you decide to say, I'm going to go on the X Factor as a collective and represent your culture?
Right, okay, let me take that. Before the X Factor came in, we were doing our things. Like I see, we were at that point we were Men on Point. But you asked the question about how did we come together. we started music back in Ghana individually. Reggie was a solo artist, I was a solo artist, but we knew of each other in the industry, so we became friends. But then I moved to the UK, and I think a year afterwards he also came. So we left that industry, and we were now in the UK trying to make music to appeal to the world. But you know, it was hard, kind of like trying to get the music across to the masses. So when he joined, like also when he came to the UK, we kind of like established contact and we started talking. So most of the time we'll talk about like things that we've done in the Ghana industry, like the hits that we've got, and now in the UK it's a bit slow. So most of the time we talk about things that we've done in the past and the problems, and it got to a point where, like, you know what, you always call me and all we do is to talk about what we've achieved in the past. Why don't we join forces together and make sure things, something happens where we are now? Because both you and I believe in our talent that we can appeal to the world anywhere we are. So that's how come we joined forces together, and we started like going to studio, doing our recordings. We brought songs out, but we weren't getting the buzz that we wanted to get. So it got to a point where we decided, you know what, let's try these talent shows. So, I mean, X Factor wasn't the first one we tried. Then we went to Britain's Got Talent for the first time. We qualified through all the stages. We got to that stage where we were meant to meet the celebrity judges, but you know, it got to that point, that was where we fell off. And then we came back again and we're like, you know what, we're gonna try the X Factor as well. And then we went on the X Factor, and one thing led to the other. And yeah, Reggie and Bollie got known by it.
Out of all the judges, who was favouriting you guys? I was watching it as well. Like, was Simon more on your side? Did he like what you was doing? He seems like he didn't really. No, he supported it, but he didn't really. Like, Cheryl was the one that was backing it.
What happened was, like you were right. Cheryl and Rita were the main people, but Cheryl was pushing more, and Simon, for him, like, you know, he doesn't deal with songs that we are about. So obviously he was like, what's this? So I think after boot camp, Cheryl told us, guys, don't worry, we love you. Nick as well, Nick Grimshaw, that we love what you're doing. Don't pay too much attention to Simon, just, you know, keep doing what you're doing. We will convince him, don't worry. And that was how it started, But by the time, you know, the show went on, he realized, no, these guys are about something that probably I need to check it out.
I think Simon needs to kind of open his ears a little bit. I think for national TV and the X Factor, I think he needs to bring urban culture more. Like more. There's a lot of UK artists, there's a lot of talent that have got potential to bust through national TV as well and stuff. I think most of the artists is like, it's coming up to the new episode of X Factor, and it's like the Christmas #1. Just imagine you lot won Christmas #1.
I mean
that's amazing.
It was crazy. I remember the producers who worked on it. They were the guys who work with so many huge artists, and they were like, guys, we need this song to be like a dancehall vibe for Christmas #1, and you could tell like it was against the machine, and the machine wants you to sing the ballad and everything, and you know, so but I think you're right, it's very, very important that the show starts to embrace other styles and genres of music instead of just the, you know, the pop concentrated type, because there's so many different vibes out there, rap, raga, and all of that, Afro beats, and all of these ones, you know. So, but
I have to say, big massive shouts out to my brother Fuse ODG. He co-signed you with Craig David as well.
Straight up. I mean, Fuse coming on with Craig, like it was like, yeah, man. For these two, I mean, the great thing he did was he flew all the way from Ghana, arrived the same day, rehearsed with us over and over, and at a point we were like, bro, we're so tired. He's like, no, we're getting this right. We're getting it right. Like, we were like, yeah, man, now you know why he's so successful in what he does, because he works hard, and we really appreciate that, both Fuse and Craig David,
So you won, you come up runners up in 2015. You got signed to Simon Cowell's label, and are you still signed to them, or have you just doing your own thing at the moment? Rumours are going around you started your own independent label.
Okay, we're no longer signed to Simon's record label, but we did 2 songs whilst we were with them, and you
Which
know, New Girl and then Link Up as well. So after that, we had the team, I would say the management team, and everyone had a nice conversation between us, because there was something we were also looking out for in terms of the music and how our A&Rs will coordinate with us. But then it wasn't on like an upset level or anything. We all had a cool chat, like, you know what, it would be better we all kind of like go.
Do our
so
thing,
we went our separate ways. But even before then, myself and Reggie, we had that plan to start our own thing, because that was the graft way back before. So we needed a platform to showcase people what we are made of. So when we left, we started our own label, which we've released 2 songs so far on the label, and we're yet to release another one as well. But so far it's been great, everything is going well.
So since 2015 to current day now, what are you guys promoting right now?
So right now we've got a new single out titled Boomae, which is like a wicked vibe. Make sure you check it out, you know, the listeners and the viewers as well. And you know, it's a song we're really happy about. I mean, how it came about was we did a song that a label expressed so much interest in, so we had to trade it in and just, you know, do business with it. So we did that, and then we had to kind of do another one but replicate the vibe. So that's what we did, and you know, it came out great. The fans are really loving it, and we're just making sure we keep going. At the end of the day, it's independent. Every independent artist craves that creative control, and now that you have it, you need to just run with it, and that's what we do.
Right, let's run with it now. Let's give them a live PA a cappella of your new single. Let's go for it, Dad. Let's go.
So shorty, now come my way. Won't you show me that Boomae? Shorty, now come my way. Won't you show me that Boomae? Come on, knock me dead. You hear what me say. Shorty, now come my way. Won't you show me the Boomae?
And I'll take to them. First thing I'll do in the morning, first one I'm calling is you. Cause you nice me up in the evening, no time for sleeping. Yes, you do. Big up.
That's right, we're going to keep it nice and sweet right here on Urban History X. I just want to say thank you very much, guys. Most important thing is social networks. How can they contact you guys?
Yeah, you can link us up on our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all at Reggie and Bollie, on our website, Reggie and Bollie Official, and we are like always out there, like literally
every
posting everything we do, you know.
At Reggie and Bollie everywhere.
Love that. Alright guys, thank you very much for your time, and hope the brand new single does justice. They're back for 2017 with a new single. You just saw an exclusive live performance. We keep it nice and sweet. Remember, DJ you can trust.
Yeah.
Respect.
This week's music video of the week.
You are now watching WWETV with the Nemesis.
You know who the fuck I be, I ain't gotta paint a picture. When you see me on the streets, I roll deep on my own team. No drugs, birds, and hoes out here, they hoping for you to fold deep. Literally, as soon as you on the rise, you see visions in their eyes. They call demons in disguise, not even to my surprise. Wanna bow and hold your hand when you're laughing, go and ride. No courtesy for the blind, not legend that is lies. Revisiting on my past, my completing should I blast. Put these birds up in the bag, choke them up until they pass. Turn them red and blue and laugh, while their body in a coma. Life is swap from the palace, where's the justice? Where's the aid? Where's the food? Hungry soul, tripping it up by the day. Money on my brain, crazy day. Life is serious, that's a game. Roll the dice, what it say? In my hour did I win? Gonna make it to the top, man. Picture me roll it. Picture me roll it. Picture me roll it. Ray Charles and these niggas up. Picture me roll it. Picture me roll it. Picture me roll it. Ain't nobody gonna stop me. Picture me roll it. Picture me roll it. Picture me roll it. Going hard cause I'm hungry, bitch. Picture me roll it. Picture me roll it. Picture me roll it. Shimmery going up and she's looking so incredible. Everyone wants to know if she's available. Money talk on the way, she attainable. My and only inspirational, sensational, rational, she unbreakable. She the type that is claimable. From the root, she's foundational. Ain't gonna gonna lie, she's unshakable. I'm on the come, my mission is to embody the vision that I envision. No shotties up in my Louis, I bust shots so deadly by just writing up these verses. Goosebumps in my belly, getting cold. Change your weather, clear the storm. These chicks ain't real, I can see them through my lenses. Dumb niggas got them up for a little easy jump. Tell them bitches in the bed, watch them scatter up like roaches. Get slumped, back to back, left and right, no top. Here I come, loyalty is priceless. Reach back, down chick, lemon bros, talk shit. What was that? Stop this. When they see me, brand new love is hate. That's true, congratulate. Hard like his bones, stiff like a firm. Beautiful brains, make that one nigga come all day. While you laying on your back, sucking lollipops, the same front page. While you're there, hiding behind the stage. Either way, I say the same. Don't let money change my way. I get it in like grocery bags. Leave it in the rough, diamond in the dirt. Yeah, I know it's hard to scream my name. Shit, that's so quiet though. Don't gotta say no more. I'm sitting on my throne. Gonna make it to the top, man. Picture me roll it. Picture me roll it. Picture me roll it. Ray Charles and these niggas up. Picture me roll it. Picture me roll it. Picture me roll it. Ain't nobody gonna stop me. Picture me roll it. Picture me roll it. Picture me roll it. Going home cause I'm hungry, bitch. Picture me roll it. Picture me roll it. Picture me roll it. Shimmer big going up and she's looking so incredible. Everyone wants to know if she's available. Money talk, only way she attainable. My and only inspirational, sensational, rational, she unbreakable. She the type that gets claimable. From the root she's foundational. Ain't gonna lie, she's unshakable.
This is WorldWide Entertainment TV.com.